Good morning, everybody. One of my favorite topics, childcare, children in general. And today it is an honor, thank you, Chair, for this honor to present this resolution of the Solano County Board of Supervisors proclaiming May 12th, 2023 as Child Care Provider Appreciation Day in Solano County. And I can tell you one of the greatest challenges of new parents who are trying to get back to work is finding quality childcare. And in our county, it is probably one of the hardest places to do that work, which is why First Five Solano Commission, Children and Families Commission is putting forward an early learning center to increase the number of child care slots. Well, we'll hear more about it later, I'm sure. All right. Whereas high-quality childcare and early education play a crucial role in child development, health and nutrition, child abuse prevention, and social emotional outcomes that result in enhanced school readiness and successful K-12 educational and higher education experiences. One of the things quality childcare does is keep you out of the jails that we just heard a lot about. So whereas child care providers include teachers and caregivers in child care centers, family child care homes, and extended family, friends, and neighbors, all of whom are essential to supporting working parents. There are over 500 licensed child care providers, over 780 licensed exempt child care providers, and countless other community members in Solano County who provide this essential service which supports the local economy. Child care programs, which are mostly small businesses run and staffed predominantly by women, are still recovering from health and financial hardships stemming from the pandemic, while they have continued to meet the needs of families. Solano County acknowledges the crucial role that child care plays in the local economy, resource infrastructure during emergencies, and in everyday lives of community members who count on safe and reliable child care to work, go to school, and become self-sufficient. And the Solano Family and Children's Services, in partnership with other early childhood community partners, continues to engage in a child care provider recruitment campaign with the goal of expanding the availability of licensed child care settings to serve families in Solano County, to aid in the recovery stage of the pandemic and to support growth in the years to come. Solano Family and Children's Services, the First Five Solano Children and Families Commission, the local Child Care Planning Council, along with advocacy organizations across the United States, will be increasing awareness of the importance of child care providers on May 12, 2023. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Solano County Board of Supervisors does hereby proclaim May 12th. It should be all of May again, but we'll take a day, I guess, maybe next year a week, as Child Care Provider Appreciation Day in Solano County, signed by our chair, John Vasquez. And so who is first? Oh, good, Lorraine.
Good morning, supervisors, public, and staff. I'm Lorraine Fernandez. I'm with First Five Solano, and I'm happy to be here today with Miss Kathy Lago, who is the Executive Director of Solano Family Children's Services, and Miss Melba Jean Neers, who has been a child care provider. I shouldn't just say child care, we're really missing a piece. Child care and early learning provider in our community for many years, so you'll be hearing from them. And we're here to present the resolution proclaiming May 12th, 2023 as Child Care Provider Appreciation Day in Solano County. So this day is a time to recognize the importance of child care providers and the vital role that they play in supporting our working parents, providing high quality early learning and care, and making sure that children have the best chance to succeed in school and in life. So with that, I would like to introduce Ms. Kathy Lago, and she is going to have a few comments.
Thank you, Supervisor Hannigan. You are a supporter of us always, and we appreciate it. The board has always supported early childhood and child care providers in our community, and I appreciate the time today. You're right, it should be a full month. Every day is Child Care Provider Appreciation Day. So in this last couple of years, due to COVID, we've had unprecedented funding. We have served more families on our child care subsidy waiting list than ever before. We could never have dreamed it. We've served families, emptied that waiting list, and filled it and emptied it again. But that's only half of the story, right? Without the child care providers, the professionals, the people in our community who take that time to nurture young children, we cannot do this. And the money that we get to serve those families will not go anywhere because we need to have both parts of that story. We really appreciate the board because you also supported us with ARPA funding. We're working with the Workforce Development Board, working on child care provider recruitment and training, helping them with good business acumen so that they will be long-lasting, because children need consistent care, long-term care. We don't want them moving from place to place when people can't keep their business running. Child care businesses are integral. It's our economy. Child care is one of your small businesses in this county, and we want to always continue to remind you of that. Our child care providers here have to do two things really well. They have to run a business really well, and they have to nurture children. And that's quite a unique role. It's not always simple. So we're there to help them and support them. The board, Workforce Development Board, all of our partners need to do that. We're having a special day on May 20th, a Saturday. We invite you to come by to our office in Fairfield, because we're taking a little bit of time to pamper our child care providers and let them know how special they are and important in the lives of children. And now I have the honor of introducing two local child care provider professionals who not only work in the field, but they employ people in our community. And so I have Melba Jean Neers, the director of We Are Family Child Care Center, as well as P3 Academy, and Gloria Onoma, who manages Jada Learning Center, Family Child Care Home. And so first, Melba Jean.
Hello, my name is Melba Jean Neers, and 34 years ago, in June of 1989, after 4 years serving in the Air Force and 12 years serving in the crew outside at PG&E, I decided that I wanted to become a child care provider and be home with my children. I didn't know much about the child care business, so I found out that Solano Family Children's Services was the place to contact. I contacted them, and they let me know how to get started in becoming a child care provider as a small family child care. So I opened that in my home, and then 3 months later, after being in contact with other providers, my enrollment increased, and so I enlarged to a large family child care. In my home, my husband, who was a correctional officer, came home and decided he had too many children in the house because he only wanted 2. And so we found in 1995, we located a building, a child care center, and we purchased that property, which we still own. We also now operate P3 Academy, which is near Travis Air Force Base. Over the years, I have found that childcare has changed. The face of childcare has changed. Families have changed. They are no longer just 2 parents and children. There are sometimes grandparents, there are sometimes aunties, there are sometimes cousins that are caring for the children. Also, the hours of work for parents have changed. With that, we have had to change as providers. Our hours of operation have changed, our days of operations have changed in order to meet the needs of the families in the community. With that, sometimes we can work extra hours, we can feel unappreciated, we can feel overworked, and so this proclamation, we really thank you for recognizing us as providers and the work that we do, because we do it with our hearts and we want to continue to do it. So both for the long-term people like me and for the newcomers as providers, we thank you, and we encourage you to continue to support providers and know that the hands and the hearts of the providers who assist not only the children but the parents in being better parents. And we're raising children who will one day be our future doctors, our lawyers, our mechanics, and our council members. So we thank you for this proclamation.
Good morning to the board. Thank you to the Board of Supervisors for affording me the opportunity to speak about my program and commitment to quality. Thank you, Pastor Bell, for passing the baton. There is a popular African proverb that says, "It takes a village to raise a child." That means that an entire community of people must provide for and interact positively with children for those children to experience and grow in a safe and healthy environment. This is so true of the solid ECE community that we have in Solano County. I would like to acknowledge Solano Family and Children's Services, Quality Counts, First Five, Child Start, just to mention a few. All these organizations have amazing programs that are centered just around the family. I am very passionate about quality childcare and believe that the biggest impact in a person's life would be in the childhood. I can confidently say that for the 3 years that our doors have been open and our hearts have been open, we have met and are continuing to meet the needs of the families that we serve. I'd like to share a story with you. Last summer, I had a family who was enrolled in my program. This family was experiencing severe homelessness. And the 6 months or so that they were with me, they had moved over 9 times. I'm talking hotels, motels, Airbnbs, relatives, just name it. However, this mother had just one goal. She wanted her child to be in school every day. And so what that would look like would be taking a 1-hour bus ride to the transit center and walking 2 miles to and fro the transit center just to make it to daycare. This little girl was just 2 years old. In the summer, if you remember, it was really hot last summer. And her mom was this tall, she was this little, she would walk beside her mom with good faith just to make it to school. Some days, I'll get a text from her, she'll go, "Miss Glory, I'm not sure I can make it to school 5 days this week because my bus pass is almost out. I can only make it 2 days, the 2 days that I have a job interview." And so what I would then do would be I'll reach out to the partners that I partner with, ChildStart, all these great programs, and we would try to find her a bus pass. And so sometimes we'll get it immediately. Other times my coach and I would have to get creative. My coach would offer to give up her own bus pass, or I would offer to pick the kids up and drop her back home. And so fast forward to February this year, I had met Mom at a party. She looked so good, and I was truly happy for her. She gave me tight hugs, and she said, "Miss Glory, this is what I look like when I'm not in survival mode." So this goes to show that the system does work. If we all play our parts, we would meet desired outcome. I share this story with you today just to say that it's important to make a wiggle room when we make policies and when we allocate fundings for things like bus passes and the likes. Because a mother shouldn't have to choose between getting her daughter to school and saving to go for a job interview. Lastly, I would like to appreciate the board for presenting the Child Care Providers Appreciation Day resolution. As you have all come to see, child care providers are essential workers. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Jamila Hanif. I've been a licensed family home child care provider for 10 years in Vallejo, California. Grateful for Kathy Lago and all the work that she's been putting in at Solano Family Children Services, seeing the growing partnerships here in Solano County, just like Supervisor Hannigan stated about us having an early learning center in Vallejo, which will allow us to serve more families. And that all started with partnerships with ChildStart, First 5 Solano, the Family Home Child Care Provider, Solano County Office of Education, and Head Start, ChildStart, and Solano Family Children Services, because that's what it takes, collaborations and partnerships. So I just want you guys, before you leave here, or when you leave here, keep this in mind. Imagine a day without childcare. Woo.